A major snowstorm in Columbus saw the storylines on Monday starting hours before the TV show went on the air, with the Raw crew's arrival to the building while driving through the snow and ice on the road delayed during the day, including Vince McMahon and Jim Ross reportedly yet to arrive to the Nationwide Arena 3 hours to showtime at 9 p.m., with Raw after going off the air last Monday with the biggest audience in over 6 months for the official announcement of Vince booking the Austin vs. Bischoff match for the pay-per-view, looking to close the build-up to No Way Out with strong momentum on a night expected to see the show's opening hour set to face mega competition from one of the most hyped TV shows of the year, with the final episode of the Joe Millionaire reality series in a 2-hour special going head-to-head with the 9 to 10 p.m. hour of Raw, seeing it already breaking its viewership record at the 8 p.m. hour with over 29 million viewers and an even bigger audience expected for the conclusion over the next 60 minutes. With Raw besides the expected final build to the Bischoff vs. Austin match advertising 2 major star power tag matches to take place later in the night, with Eric outside the already booked Steiner and Booker vs. Hunter and Batista match announced by Vince a week in advance, setting up Michaels and Hardy against Jericho and Christian in a rare Michaels match on television, coming out for the follow-up promo in the second quarter to reinstate Morley before hyping a preview for the Austin match on Sunday, announcing his first ever WWE TV match for later tonight, hyping up his martial arts background before announcing Austin's best friend in Jim Ross as the opponent, setting up Bischoff vs. Ross in the ring with over 10 years of legit history between them, in addition to hopes of popping a massive number for the go-home segment to No Way Out, with the tease of Austin showing up and major viewership spikes for the previous Eric and JR segments with McMahon in the past month. Going against the blockbuster numbers for the Millionaire special, Raw took an expected hit during the first hour to see it averaging 4.4 million viewers in the second least watched 9 p.m. hour so far in 2003, while at the same time the season finale on Fox surpassed all expectations to see it hitting over 40 million, with a peak of over 43 million viewers for the conclusion head-to-head with the second half hour of Raw, making it outside the Super Bowl the most watched program of any kind to air on network television in 3 years, with a final total between both hours of 35 million viewers, with Raw next after 2 backstage skits hyping the upcoming tag match, with Booker reacting to Goldust's condition following the attack and Evolution mocking his injury that is set to see him return with a new gimmick, airing a Curt Hennig tribute video package a week after his death focused mainly on his Mr. Perfect WWF run, with Hennig's funeral taking place yesterday in Minnesota, reportedly seeing over 2,000 people attending, including the entire McMahon family, Bret Hart, Bill Goldberg and Minnesota locals Jesse Ventura and Lesnar among others, with the company over the week seeing several major roster changes, first with the surprise release of D'Lo Brown despite recently being pushed in a featured role to see him replaced by Rodney Mack in the same angle with Long as his manager, and with Brown expected to sign with Russo at TNA in the near future, the other addition ending up one of the strangest signings in company history, with 19-year-old Zach Gowen, after impressing during his in-ring appearances for TNA in the past month, being signed as a potential unique attraction and mainstream publicity in the first ever one-legged wrestler in the business, seeing his signing initially taking a twist with Johnny Ace, who was sent by Vince McMahon to recruit Gowen before agreeing a deal with TNA, with him currently not under contract, with Ace signing another one-legged wrestler from a different area before correcting the mistake and offering Gowen a WWE contract on Friday, with Raw starting to pick up big in the second hour, entering the 5 million viewers range at 10 p.m. with Michaels and Hardy vs. Jericho and Christian going 7 minutes, making it outside the Van Dam singles match in November of last year, Michaels' first televised tag match since a DX vs. Road Warriors tag in December 1997, after an angle of Michaels being handcuffed to the post making a comeback to lay out Jericho, with Jeff going over, setting up Hardy vs. Jericho for No Way Out on Sunday in a last-minute change from the originally advertised Test vs. Jericho match, making the switch due to Test and Stacy missing Raw after not making it to the building in time due to the snowstorm in Columbus to lead to Jeff getting Test's spot on the pay-per-view. as the Millionaire special on Fox ended at 10 p.m. and Raw featuring a loaded-up hour with the two advertised tag matches in the Bischoff vs. JR main event. The broadcast, similarly to last Monday, having the biggest hour-to-hour viewership gain on Raw since July 2001, picking up big from 4.4 to 5.2 million viewers, with last Monday's Raw driven by the 6-month high viewership for the McMahon general manager hour-long angle, also seeing the overall show outdrawing SmackDown in total viewers on a regular week for the first time since the new TV season started in September 2002. With Raw between the star power tag matches being placed to open and close the hour in the 10 and 10:45 p.m. quarters, seeing a reverse handicap match to last Monday with Spike against 3-minute warning followed by JR and King running down the loaded No Way Out card targeted to be one of the biggest B pay-per-views in history. Scott Steiner hyped the Steiner vs. Hunter rematch on Sunday, with the Steiner and Booker vs. Hunter and Batista tag in the match promoted throughout the week after being set up by Vince last Monday, opening the final quarter in a match also headlining several of the Raw house shows, with the company experimenting with a match order in recent weeks by having a hot start with major names making the first entrance in the opening match, with Steiner, Booker, Kane and Van Dam all kicking off the events in the last 2 weeks of shows on the Raw brand, while last night's SmackDown's house show seeing Lesnar vs. Shawn and Heyman in the opening match, with the main event featuring a special crossover attraction of Curt Hennig vs. Chris Jericho for the WWE title, with Jericho working a rare SmackDown show in front of his hometown crowd in Winnipeg, Canada, with the 7-minute Hunter and Batista vs. Steiner and Booker match while building up to the Hunter-Steiner title match on Sunday. Also looking ahead to the direction heading into WrestleMania, with Hunter, after being left out of all major matches for the event already set, being pinned by Booker to signal on the potential Raw title match. After nearly 2 hours of hype, Bischoff and Morley came out for the final promo building the Austin match, sending a message to Austin with his karate background demonstration, followed by JR coming out seconds from 11 p.m. with Eric and Ross after over 10 years of history with legit heat and constant back and forth shots throughout the entire Monday Night Wars, going face to face, with the match being placed to close the show after massive numbers for their segments in the past 2 months. Adding to JR's growing reputation as a major TV draw, which started with a record 7-quarter hour in March '99 and continued more recently with his tag match on December 23, drawing the most watched Raw match in 4 months, and last Monday's show closing segment with Vince and Eric hitting over 6.3 million viewers and the most watched Raw segment since August, seeing Eric turning it into a no-holds-barred match with Morley and Lawler interfering in each side to end with Eric breaking a cinder block on JR's head in a major heat angle, further building up anticipation for Austin's return on Sunday, with this segment as expected going in, spiking big in the 8-minute overrun to peak at a 4.7 rating with 6 million viewers, the second most watched segment on Raw in over 6 months, only behind last Monday, with business expected to pick up big over the next massive week of television, coming up with Rock and Hogan Thursday on SmackDown, followed by the No Way Out pay-per-view and Raw in Toronto next Monday.
Most anticipated return in pay-per-view history.
Eric Bischoff in the other corner. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No Way Out, live this Sunday on pay-per-view.